Kim Basinger has been portrayed at times as unstable and irresponsible. At one point in her career, it was even said she would bathe in Evian water between daily tantrums. That's why it's a surprise to find Basinger has matured into a seasoned 46-year-old actress who is not afraid to answer questions about her past openly and honestly.
It sounded a little strange right from the start. Actress Kim Basinger, known for her obsessive-compulsive personality, buying the entire town of Brazelton for a reported $20 million, with plans to build movie studios and make the sleepy little town into a tourist attraction.
We see Kim as not only being a top-notch actress, but one of the great keys to Georgia becoming maybe one of the great picture and motion picture centers in the world.
I think that Southern people are dreamers whose dreams just come true. They're meant to come true. And I'm just a dreamer. And I'm from Georgia, so my dreams are coming true.
Many of this Georgia girl's dreams have come true, but her dreams for Brazelton quickly became a nightmare.
Everybody, when I said I was coming to interview, said, asked her about Brazelton. Is she still there?
Oh, I'll never get it. We'll never get over that. Let's just get it straight. Brazelton was someplace I never owned. I just had great interest in developing it. And a big, huge company out of Chicago was going to help me at one point in my life develop the area. And they backed out of it. So they backed out of it, meaning they had the money to do it. I certainly didn't. And that's a sad place in my life, to be honest with you. But
very sad. The trouble started when a California judge ordered her to pay nearly $8 million for refusing to honor a verbal contract to star in the movie Boxing Helena. Basinger filed for bankruptcy and lost her interest in Brazelton. Her brother, who was involved in the failed business venture, stopped talking to her, and their mother sided with him.
Is it true there's been a rift between you and your brother and your mom, or has that been fixed?
My mom and I, for years, but we're on the mend a little bit, and that's all coming along really okay.
Everything else in Basinger's life is coming along really okay. She's overcome an anxiety disorder that used to keep her at home for months at a time. And she's overcome such career lows as The Marrying Man in 1991 and The Getaway in 1994, both with husband Alec Baldwin. At age 44, when leading ladies tend to become fading flowers, this steel magnolia won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her 1997 role as a call girl, made up to resemble Veronica Lake in L.A. Confidential. She originally had declined the role, but her agent convinced her to reconsider. How did she get through the hard times?
There's a real strength. You've heard this before. It's innate. It's something you can't verbalize. It's something you don't even know you have unless you explore it, unless you're challenged by it. And it seems to be very potent in the Southern woman.
And Basinger remains a Southern woman, even though she has lived in New York, not to mention Los Angeles and abroad, for almost all of her adult life.
It used to be a real joke about the Rebels and the Yankees, but you know what the real truth is? I'm somewhat of a Northerner, but my heart, my true soul and my heart is that. The South owns me.
3 years ago, I interviewed your husband, and he talked about the Mason-Dixon line in your house.
Yeah, and what did he say?
What's it like being married to a Georgia girl? And what are your thoughts of Georgia?
Well, my in-laws live in Georgia, and we go to Georgia all the time, to Athens, where Kim is from. And I love Athens. I love Georgia. I love the South. There's a little bit of Mason-Dixon still going on in my house, I'm sorry to say. My wife has a little bit of a, you poor Yankee kind of mentality toward me.
You Yankees? Well, because my husband will always search down. My husband's favorite food in the world is Italian. His favorite food is pizza. I mean, that's it. And he'll search down a pizza, no matter if you're in Athens, Georgia, or you're in, I think he searched for one when we were in Brazil. He said, I'm going to search in the woods someplace in Brazil where we were visiting. He searched down, he tried to find a pizza in town. I said, you're insane.
A little bit of insanity is a way of life in the Baldwin-Basinger household, but Kim herself is doing just fine, thank you. She has overcome many of the fears that once paralyzed her, as evidenced by her most recent motion picture, I Dreamed of Africa. It is the film many believe will establish her as one of the great actresses of our time. Her performance is so good that she manages to hold her own against the most scenery-chewing co-star of all time, Africa itself.
Children of my people who go without food.
Of course, your children must be fed. That's the most important thing, but this killing must stop.
How's that for someone who is afraid of everything? Not only did Basinger spend months in the bush, something dangerous even for movie stars, she brought along her daughter, Ireland, who now is 4.
So many of my fears came to the surface, and I either had to sink or swim. I had to, and I chose my motto, which is just do it afraid. So that's what I did. I went into the bush and I did it afraid.